Shelby Fredericks here. I play for the WPLL Pride. I played for Northwestern in college, and I'm currently the assistant coach at Northwestern. So I'm pumped to be doing this today. The WPLL Dream Stream is going to be sick. I'm pumped to learn from the other coaches and players that are going to hop on this, and I hope that I can share at least one thing today that you guys can work on at home during this quarantine in your backyards, whether it's a wall or net, a fence, whatever you guys have. The drills we go over today will be pretty applicable to across all those things, all right? So what I'm going to work on today and what I'm going to talk about is just some inside finishing techniques. So kind of the key here is we're going to go over 3 different types of fakes. So the first one is going to be a hitch fake. The second one is going to be just body positioning, so a leaner type fake. And then the third one is going to be Canadian left, which some people call it that and some people call it a twister, whatever you call it, effective either way. Okay, so what I'll do is kind of run through the 3 different types of fakes, and then I'll show you a drill that you guys can work on your own that incorporates all 3 of those fakes, okay? So first things first, the thing that's going to stay consistent among all those fakes is that we want our stick and our body and our eyes to all tell the same story, right? We want to, basically with faking, the main thing that you want to do is get that goalie to move, all right? So we want our stick, body, eyes to tell the goalie a story different from what we're trying to accomplish, right? So for that hitch fake, what we want to do is really have that flat stick. You'll see a lot of players, especially youth, kind of faking with that top hand, okay? With that hitch fake, we want to make sure that our bottom hand is really dominating that motion. If you watch, my top hand is really just there to keep my stick in check, but this bottom hand is really the one doing the revving. All right, so for this hitch fake, we want to do, like I said, body and stick all telling that same story. We hitch and we bury. Once again, using that bottom hand, hitch, bury. So what's great about this fake is that you're not fully extending, pulling back, and then shooting, because that allows the goalie to reset, all right? Whenever you extend, pull back, and you have to reload, now this goalie has time to reset, readjust their body positioning, and react to the result. All right, so when we're in here, right, we have that pitch. It doesn't take a lot to pull that stick back and to put it away. So that's number 1. When you notice, what am I doing? My eyes are up, and then I'm burying low. Or my eyes are down, and I'm burying high. Wherever we're going, we want to be looking opposite. So if I want to finish bottom right, I'm faking low, faking high, finishing bottom right. If I want to finish top left, faking low, finishing top left. All right, so next one we'll do, still focusing a little bit less on the stick now, so a little bit less on this movement and more on focusing on just our eyes and our upper body. All right, so a lot of people call these different things, but we'll call this a leaner. So this is helpful when you're inside, and you may not need to fake. You don't always need to fake as long as you're telling a story and getting that goalie to move. Sometimes we'll catch on the inside here, right? Look low with our bodies and finish high with the snap of our wrists. Same thing here. We catch on the inside and we look high, right? And then snap low. A little more fluid here. Catch on the inside, right? Get that goalie to move down, and we just tip it in the top corner. the goalie a story, getting that goalie to move. The last one we'll go over, my personal favorite, is that Canadian left. So this is a good one because a lot of times when whether you're righty, lefty, and you're coming across the 8 meter, you have defenders sliding cross crease. So you'll see a lot of people don't like to finish low here, even if they fake finish, because you're gonna have defenders crashing on you from the middle, which makes your stick susceptible to getting checked. So a good way to handle that is if we can keep our stick in this position, right, then we can bury that ball and we can avoid checks. All while people are trying to go for checks, they'll probably foul us. So with this one, we'll break it down a little bit stationary. You wanna just move over here? I might hit my dad. I'm videotaping this. So what you wanna do in practice this is you can just stand stationary and this same hitch fake, you're gonna throw over your head, all right? All the way over, all the way back. If you notice, I'm never just coming like this and then pulling back over. I'm pulling those hands over and finishing. So here, pulling those hands over. So, this fake's really effective because it gets that goalie to move. So, if I'm here, let's say I tuck underneath, toe drag, whatever, I get that goalie up, so that goalie raises up, and now it's even less of a reset because I'm here and I'm coming around. So if you see, I'll kind of go from this position. Here, get that goalie up. I'm not resetting at all, and I'm burying around that goalie. So here, boom, very low. Here, very low. Same thing, like I said before, everything's really staying consistent as far as our eyes and our body telling a story to that goalie, getting that goalie to move. Right? So now I'll kind of go into a quick little drill drill to go over our faking. Once again, these fakes are great because, not only because they're different and they look, you know, one may look cool, whatever, but the game is going to tell you which fake you need to use or which fake is going to be most effective in that moment. So it's good to be ready for whatever the game throws at you. And, you know, I think just being able to adapt and take what the game gives you, whatever that may be, and being ready for it is ultimately going to help you be successful on the field. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope that was helpful. I hope you can take one thing. And like I said, I'm so grateful to be a part of this, and I'm just pumped to learn from all the other coaches. They have amazing things to say. So I hope you guys like it and have as much fun as I do.
Hey Dream Team fans, I'm Kristen Carr, better known as Cookie in the lacrosse world. I coach currently at the Ohio State University. I play lacrosse at the University of North Carolina and also play professionally and for the U.S. Women's National Team. I am so pumped to be a part of this Dream Stream with you guys. All of us players in the professional league are just excited that you're taking some time out of your day, and we hope that you can just take a little bit of information or skill work that we are teaching to add to your toolbox in your lacrosse game. And in light of what's happening in the world with the pandemic and in our society, we really hope that this day that you spend with us puts a smile on your face, brightens your day, because you know we're always stronger and better when we're together. So, without further ado, we're going to work on checking in my station. So, checking, whether attacker, goalie, defender, midfielder, it's really important just to understand the essence of checking to be safe and for it to be effective. Now, to start off, we want to make sure we have both hands on our stick. Okay, we don't want to work on a one-handed check. That's probably an automatic yellow card or at least a whistle from your ref. So we're going to have two hands on our stick. We're going to be in a good body position, hips low, knees bent. Our arms are going to be bent a little bit. We want to avoid extending or locking out or getting in too close. We're here, we're in a good position to absorb our contact from our opponent, and it gives us the ability to perform a good check, which is bringing your bottom hand in, your top hand down and out. Okay, we'll break these skill sets down a little more, but I just wanted to paint that picture for you. So 3 keys to build up to a good check. I like to work on our wrist work, footwork, and positioning. So key 1 with wrist work, you can do a lot of stuff similarly to what you would do on the draw, what you would do for working on stick work, passing, shooting, all of that good stuff. So hopefully I'm bringing a different element to your wrist work. So here I have a band wrapped around my back underneath my shoulder blades and my ribs, and then I'm putting it in between my index finger and my thumbs. So like I said before, we want to make sure we have 2 hands on our stick at all times when we're working on that check. The band, if you don't have a band, you can use a sweatshirt or a towel or something to give you that resistance. It's really there for you to work on control of your body, control of your stick, and really to help you perform even a stronger check. So when I put this band around me, it's pulling me back, and I need to get in that good position to really hold my ground, bend my elbows, bend my knees, and my hips. So again, first key is wrist work. So we're gonna single that out. My first step for wrist work is using my bottom hand. I'm gonna rev it towards my body like so. That extends my stick out in front of me. So if my opponent exposes her stick here, rev, check down. So snap that top wrist, check down and away, and then bring it back up. So I'm working on this. Again, that resistance band is pulling me back, but I'm holding my ground, staying strong, and being quick with that wrist. If I want to move it over here, so she exposes it to my left side of my body, keep my stick up, bring it over across my body, same thing. Rev down, snap down, rev up, snap down, and out. Okay? So that's one variation of some band work. Getting back into integrating into society. So I have this tree, I have my hill, so I'm gonna show you some more exercises over here. So if you don't have a sibling or a parent or whatever, you can use this tree like so. If you do have somebody that can help you out, essentially you want your partner to drop his or her stick facing you with his or her arms out, okay? So my tree is my partner. I'm working on checking. A little challenge and angled, but you know, can't back down from a challenge. So for W's, that's what we're gonna work on first. So I'm gonna start with my stick up, which is that good starting position. I'm gonna rev my bottom hand down, snap down with my top wrist, and then snap back up. So I'm gonna do that again. Again, my core is tight, and I'm working on going in between those branches. Okay, letter 2 was M. So let's say I start over here. Now I start with my stick down, and then I go up, down, down. So it's similar motions, opposite direction. But again, I'm constantly revving my bottom hand up, my top hand down for that snap, and I'm quickly bringing my stick back up here. We want to avoid holding on our opponent's stick because that's also a foul and it's called a hold. Okay, so the third shape or letter we're going to work on is that O. So now I'm here, round the branch, round the branch. You can change your directions. Again, you just bring it back to that starting point. The final one is that figure 8. So I'm here, and I'm going around the branch and constantly bringing my stick up. And you know, lucky for me or for my partner, it's a branch that I hit and not somebody's arm. Hopefully you can do a little better than what I just did on that last phase. So second key is your footwork. And with footwork, I know defensively, no matter where you're on the field, we always want to be in that good athletic position. So you're on your balls of your feet, your knees are bent, and your hips are down. Okay, my stick's up like we talked about before. Okay, so I'm getting ready to absorb my opponent's pressure, and I'm working on my lateral movement. So I'm gonna load and explode on my right. Sorry, I'm gonna load on my right to explode to my left. So I'm here. Now I'm gonna load on my left and explode to my right. If I put both of those together, I can intermittently work on my checking. Okay, so now I'm combining that wrist work and that footwork. Another part of footwork is understanding our drop step. So right here, for all you basketball players out there, without your stick, you're here. You work on that drop step, which is keeping your opponent in front of you. Same concept, you just have a stick in your hand. So you're here, you're shuffling back and forth. Drop step, you're planting one foot, opening up your other leg. Your opponent's in front of you. You're dictating her down the alley, for example. She exposes her stick to my right, my stick's up, easy check. We shuffle a little more, she exposes her stick to my left, stick across the body like this, it's still up, down and out, easy check. All right, so you can combine those two. So I shuffle a little bit more, now I drop step with my right, shuffle, shuffle, same thing. Okay, so those are a couple different footwork exercises that you can combine your wrist work with your footwork, which then gets to our positioning. Now, you know from playing defense, like I said before, want to be in that good athletic stance with our hips, with our knees and our feet. As you're approaching your opponent, you're staying low. You're always keeping your feet active. Your feet are constantly driving your arms, okay? Your arms are out. You're here, you're keeping your attacker, your opponent in front of you. And again, you're just working on that quick check to scoop up the ball and take it to the opposite end into your offensive territory. So again, we have our wrist work, we have our footwork, we just worked on our positioning a little bit, and that equates to being able to check safely and effectively and helping you and your teammates get the ball, hightail it to the opposite end, and really put that ball in the back of the net. Again, thank you so much for spending some time with me. Hope you were able to get a little bit of more information about how to check effectively and safely, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Hi everybody, thanks for joining me. Taryn Vanthoff here. I'm the assistant coach at the University of Florida, and I'm also a midfielder for the Command. Today on my segment of Dream Stream, I am doing what is called lax cardio. So for lax cardio, this drill today, what you will need is some balls. Hopefully you have a goal. If not, a target works. And then 6 cones or cone-like objects. I know we're limited with quarantine and resources of what we can actually get to. So I'm back here in the backyard on a concrete slab. I'm lucky enough to have a goal, but I'm using cups as cones today. So to set up this drill, you're gonna need 4 cones on the outside. So these 4 cones are gonna be in a 10-yard square. And then at the 5-yard, in between, you'll set 2 other cones. These are gonna be your dodging cones. So 4 cones in a square, 10-yard box, 2 cones in the middle. I have my 2 middle cones about a stick length apart. For this drill, lax cardio, basically it's fitness in a lacrosse drill. So we're gonna work on really building our cardio. I'm gonna be on the move for quite a bit, so I'm gonna try and yell from over there. But make sure you guys are actually going hard. You do wanna up your fitness in this, but you also wanna work on your fundamentals. So make sure you're actually dodging at each cone, you're planning hard, you're cradling the ball, you're not just kind of walking through it with your stick, you're really engaged and involved. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna start in our right hand at this right side cone, right top side cone. We're gonna sprint forward. When we get to that cone, we're gonna side shuffle and throw our stick down. So get to that cone, side shuffle, throw our stick down. From here, when we hit the next cone, we are gonna drop step, pivot, ooh, tree in my way, pivot back, and we're gonna side shuffle backwards. When we hit the next cone, we sprint forwards, and then we pull through. So we're gonna go around 3 times. On the 3rd time, you'll split dodge through the middle cones and then finish your shot. I'm gonna go demo, come join me. So righty up to start. Up, split down. Okay, we got lefty up. Sprint. Shuffle. Sprint. Pull. Shuffle. Drop back. Sprint. Pull. Shuffle. Drop back. Line up. Split. Good. Bump. Once you get the rhythm, try and speed it up. Righty up. Open up. Forward. Pull. Drop step. Open up. Pull. Drop step. Line it up. Lefty. As you guys go through these, really focus on your cradle. So we call it a midfield cradle because we want to keep it nice and low, but protected. So not up high, easily checked, into the body, low, loose, but really protected. Lefty. Drop step. Sprint. Pull. Shuffle. Drop step. Sprint. Pull. Shuffle. Drop step. Line it up. Sprint.
up your toes. Split, split. Thank you. One more of each.
Well, you guys, there goes my goal. I think I snapped the metal in it, but thank you for joining me. Thanks for being a part of this dream stream. We really appreciate your guys' support, and we're so glad to stay connected with you. We hope your families and yourselves are happy, healthy, and safe. But yeah, get out there, keep your stick in hand, get your cardio in, and I hope you enjoyed my segment of lax cardio.
Hi guys, my name is Kayla Trainor. I play in the Women's Professional League on the Fight. I'm currently a member of the U.S. Women's National Team. In college, I played at Syracuse University for 4 years. And then this is my fourth season. This is my fourth season coaching at Boston College. I'm super excited to be a part of this dream stream. I think it's awesome. I think it's something that we all need right now. And I'm really happy to support the World Health Organization at this time. All right, so my topic, what we're going to be working on is dodging at X. So, you know, I would love to have done this video at a turf field with a goal and a crease, but I know that a lot of us don't have access to those things right now. So I decided to do the video in my front yard where I've been doing a lot of work on my own. So it's kind of like a workout that I've been doing on my own to work on my dodging at X. So the first part of it is to work on just dodging alone. So not worrying about the crease, but just straight up dodging. So I'm going to teach 2 dodges. The other thing is when you're working on your dodging, you can do it without any object. You can do it with a cone. You can do it with a bag of balls. I have a chair, which I like because when I come in and I am approaching and getting ready to dodge, it helps me visualize the defender. So the first part of it, how you can start your workout is starting by just working on your dodging at the chair and then going by. So the first one I'm going to teach is, I call it the jump stop dodge or the floater dodge. I say jump stop because I played basketball, so for all of you that played basketball, a jump stop in basketball, when you come down, land on 2 feet, and you're in this low athletic position, it's basically the same sort of dodge and then you come out of it. So I'm in my right hand right now. I'm gonna be in a low athletic position as I'm attacking my defender. I'm not standing up straight. So I'm in this low athletic position. I'm gonna come at the chair. I'm gonna come down hard with 2 feet, plant, and then I'm gonna come out of it hard and go by the chair. So that was just a slow-mo version. So I'll pick it up a little bit. So again, I'm gonna come at the chair, plant, and then go by the chair like it's my defender. The other thing you can see that I'm doing every time is I actually, and this is the reason they call it a floater too, is I actually lean one way, right? I almost bring my stick with me. I lean one way and then I come out the other. So that's how I'm selling my dodge, is how I'm getting my defender to lean this way and then come out the other way. Okay, so I'll do it one more time. So again, you're gonna come up. So just a quick little stop on the ball of your feet, float one way and go out the other. The other thing next up is being able to do this now in your other hand. So I'm gonna do the same thing, but now in my left hand. And why, when you're working on your dodges, if you're working on dodging from X, why that's so important is when you're dodging directly at X, if you can only go one way every time, then your defender can just step up and force you the other way, knowing that you're not really gonna ever attack that way. So if you can attack with both hands, it becomes really difficult for the defender to guard you. So again, I'm gonna do the same dodge. Now I'm just gonna work on the same thing with my opposite hand. Now I'm in my left hand, so I'm gonna come up, a little float, come out of the dodge. So again, you can do this 10 to 12 times. Each hand, I'll do it again. It's a great workout. You're gonna come in, right, and then go by. All right, next up, I'm gonna teach. I'm not gonna go through all the reps, but next up is a roll dodge. All right, so this is also why I like a chair, because when you practice in space, sometimes you often aren't really practicing doing that on a defender, right? So you kind of have to go around something when you're doing a roll dodge. All right, so again, we're gonna go both hands. All right, I'm gonna roll out this way first. So it's in my left hand. I'm gonna come up. I'm gonna plant in the middle of the chair with my lead foot. So I'm not going like this, because then when I turn, I'm going into the chair, right? So I wanna sell my defender, I'm going this way, but my lead foot is in the middle of the chair. That way, when I roll, I'm going by the chair. Okay, so I'll do that one again. Again, you'll see when I'm doing my dodge, I'm in a really low athletic position. So again, this is starting with my left hand. I'm gonna come up, plant, and roll. Okay, I switched hands out of it. You can keep your hands the same, or you can switch. All right, I'll do it the other way now. Again, it's important we do it both ways. All right, you're gonna come up, you're gonna plant, all right, and then you're gonna roll out of it. This time I kept it in the same hand. All right, so I'll do that one more time. Every time coming in, approaching. So I'm coming in, okay, coming out of it. I can do the same thing and switch hands, and I'll show you that. All right, so come in, lean, plant, trying to get the defender to think I'm gonna go that way, and then I'm gonna roll out of it. All right, so that's the first part. Second part, then not gonna use a chair. So I have this in my yard. It's just some rocks around a tree, but it's in a circle, similar to like a crease. So some ways you can do this on your own is you could spray paint a circle on your driveway or in your street or on your lawn if your parents allow that. But anywhere where you can get a circle, you don't need a crease on a turf field. You can practice these moves. So the next step to all of this dodging at X is that so much of dodging at X is about combination moves. So rarely do you see an attacker, okay, just dodge directly at X, one quick move, go by for an easy shot, okay? What you see often, players getting great opportunities to go to goal, is when they put 2 moves or 3 moves or 4 moves or whatever it is together, and that's how they get their defender to bite. Right? So here in this position on the field for defenders, they're squared up, right? But they can't go back into the net, because just like a tree, they'll fall over. There's a part of the net that comes out, and you can see sometimes they trip on it, right? So when the defender comes out, if you can work on combination moves, getting them back and forth, getting them to back in, then you have a great angle to turn and go to goal. So I'm just gonna talk about combining those 2 moves we just did, a jump stop into a roll dodge, okay? So again, you really wanna practice and master your jump stop, then you really wanna practice and master your roll dodge, and then when you're feeling comfortable, you wanna put them together in a crease-like area. So here, right, again, I'm gonna show you both hands how we do this. So I'm starting in my right hand, but you'll see I'm gonna end up going to my left side, right? So I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna jump stop, I'm gonna give myself a little bit of space because I know I'm gonna throw another move. So I'm gonna work on that hard jump stop, get my defender to lean and start going this way, and then I'm gonna hit my left foot forward. Now I'm gonna come the other way with the roll dodge, right? And if this was a goal, I'd be coming around ready to shoot the ball. So I'll do that one a little bit faster now. So I'm coming in with space, right? Coming around. Great way to practice that. You're also this way when you're practicing your combination moves. Your next move, you're practicing making that move and then coming around a circle instead of just going straight. Different than dodging from up top. All right, so now I'll do it the other way, starting with my left hand, right? Knowing that I'm gonna end up going to my right side. So again, I'm gonna do that jump stop move with a little bit of space because I know I'm gonna throw another move. Right, I'm gonna come in hard, jump stop. Again, if this was a goal, I'd be looking to shoot. I'll do that one more time. All right, so I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys can work on these moves, master them, and then I challenge you, once you master these, to keep going, get better at other dodging. And then again, when this all opens up, just get out to the field and work on those moves. Thanks, guys.
Hi everyone, I'm Mara Rowland and I'm the strength and conditioning coach for Loyola University, their women's lacrosse team, and I've been there for 9 years.
Hi guys, I'm Taylor Randolph. I graduated from Loyola in 2019. I'm an assistant for the University of Connecticut, and I am a midfielder for Team Command.
Hi everyone, I'm Lindsay Earhart and I graduated from Loyola in 2019 and I am now a defender on the team fight.
So today guys, with Taylor and Earhart's help, we're going to go through some ACL injury prevention stuff that you can do at home or in the gym. We're going to go through a warm-up, a full warm-up, and then we're going to go through some landing mechanics and then finish off with some strengthening exercises. So if the girls want to get all set up. So with the high rate of ACLs among female athletes, it's really important to add this stuff into your workouts 2 to 3 times a week, just to help with those areas. I know with women, we tend to be very quad dominant, so it's very important that we work on our posterior chain strength and our hamstrings. Another big thing too that we need to work on is neurological patterns, basically your balance, control, and coordination. So first, we're going to start with our warm-up. There's 2 things we're going to do in our warm-up. First is going to be our hip mobility. So if you guys can get into a push-up position for me. So what the girls want to do on this is to make sure that their wrists are directly underneath their armpits. So Taylor looks good on that. And then their hands are about shoulder width apart. So Earhart looks perfect on that. Now we're going to bring our right leg up to outside of our right hand. Perfect. Now if you can't get all the way up there, just go as far as you can. And that would be good. So next, you want to take that right hand and grab the laces of your shoes or your foot. The reason we want to do that is to make sure our foot is firmly planted on the ground. So next we're going to do is push our leg away from our arm. So I would say knee out. So you can see Earhart doing that on the top. That should be opening up your hip. Now what you're going to do is shift your weight forward and back to help loosen up that hip. Good. You can go do little circles what you want, but you just want to add that movement into it to help loosen it up. Okay, then the next thing I'm going to tell them girls to do is turn your belly button away from your knee. So now there you go, rotate out and as you're doing that, keep pushing your knee away from your elbow. There you go. Now you should feel a different part of your hips opening up. How about that? Do you feel that, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, you can hold that again for however long you need. There's no set time on your stretching. What you need is how long you should hold it. Another thing you can do too is again moving your hips in those circles to help loosen them up as well. Will be good. Next thing, elbow down. So you're going to take that other arm, Earhart. So you want to take your right arm, left hand should be straight. So there you go. Good. Your right arm, you want to take the elbow to the instep of your shoe. There you go. Again, Taylor has her elbow all the way to the ground, which is amazing. Earhart's a little hard for her. Go to where you feel most confident. So Earhart, I'll bring you up a little higher. So bring your arm up a little higher. There you go. So go to where you feel that stretch. You feel it, Earhart?
Yep.
Perfect. So that's our third position there. So first you have your knee out, belly button away, and then elbow down. Okay, next, guys, we're going to come on up for a hip flexor stretch. So just stand on up. There we go. And now what you want to do is shift your weight forward on that stretch. Taylor has a lot of mobility in her hips. You can see how low she's getting. One thing you don't want to do is see how Taylor's shin is almost at 90 degrees. That looks good. You don't want to have your knee go too forward on that stretch. So that looks good, Taylor. Another thing you do to open up your hips more is take that left arm and reach above your head and try to open up those hips some more. Good. And the last cue I'm going to tell you guys is squeeze your butt cheeks together. By doing that, by activating your glutes, will help loosen up those hip flexor muscles. Call that reciprocal inhibition. Perfect. Okay, the next, what we're going to do is take that same right leg out to the side. So put your leg out to the side. Put your hands on the ground, good. And you're going to shift your weight back to your heel of your left foot. Perfect. Shift forward and back. So that should be getting a little bit of your groin. You guys feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Yep, you can do what Taylor's doing and putting your hands on the ground too. Nice. And then Earhart, I'm going to have you demo this, but I'm going to have you take your right arm and swing it under and through your, there you go. And that should open up a little bit of your back as well. So there, Taylor's got that view too. Perfect. And when you hold that stretch for as long as you need, and then when you're good, you're gonna hop back up and swing that right leg forward again. And we're gonna go for our hamstring stretch. So hamstring stretch, you're gonna toe up, good. And what I want you to do is focus on shifting your hips back to your heel of your left foot and keep that chest tall. Try not to arch your back as you do it, but you should feel that in your hamstring. You don't need to curl your back like a question mark to try to reach for your toe. It's much better to shift your weight from your hips. Stay up tall, Taylor. Stand up tall, there we go. And just shift your hips back to your heel to get that hamstring stretch. And then if you wanna get a little inner hamstring, turn your toe into your right, there you go. Perfect, Earhart. And then sit back. You should feel a different part of your hamstring stretching right there. Perfect. So that's going to be the whole routine. Then we'll switch to the other side real quick and we'll get that side in. So again, first we're going to start in that push-up position. Bring that left leg up. So this is our first thing here. Grab your laces and push your knee out away from your elbow as you shift your hips forward. So that's knees out right there. Okay, then from there, we're going to go belly button away. So turn your belly button away. Good. Open up your hips. Again, everybody's stretching is going to be different. So work till you feel it stretch. Do not go into pain. Next thing. So we have knee up, belly button away, then elbow down. So now you're going to take that left arm, good. Go as far as you can. Perfect. So Taylor can get her elbow all the way to the ground. Earhart's a little higher. That's perfect. Okay, hop on up, guys, for our hip flexor. So that's going to be the fourth thing. The hip flexor, good. Make sure everything's nice and tall. Squeeze that butt. Help loosen those hip flexors, good. Okay, and then next we're going to go out to the side for our groin or adductor stretch. So perfect, hands to the ground. And shift your weight back, good. And again, you can have that hand go through and open up that upper back if you need to do that too. It's up to you. Perfect. Again, holding that stretch for however long you need it. And then the last part is going to be our hamstring. So hamstrings, there you go. And then nice tall chest for me, Taylor. Keep your head up. There you go. Shift your butt back to your heel. And then turn that toe in if you need to. Yeah, hit that outer part. Perfect. Very nice, guys. Are we good? Feel loosen up there?
That's good.
Stretch, especially for your knees and everything, because a lot of times when you have tight hips, you can't get into good mobility to help protect your knees. So that's a really good thing you can do every day if you do have really, really tight hips. Sound good? Okay, so next thing we're gonna do is our lunge sequence. So we're gonna stand on up. Okay, so what we're gonna do first is I'm gonna get you guys into a sprinter's position. You're gonna bring, let's start with our right leg up in the air, left leg on the ground. Okay, so what we're gonna do is imagine you have 3 buckets. 1 bucket on your head, 1 bucket on that knee, and then the other bucket you're holding up by the handles on your toe. So you gotta flex that toe up. Everybody see that? Okay, so you wanna keep a nice tall chest with that bucket on your head. There you go, perfect. Okay, so everybody sees the position. You guys can rest your legs for a second now. Okay, perfect holding. So now we're gonna go forwards for 3 reps. And then we're gonna go lateral for 3 and then backwards for 3. And they're gonna keep doing that routine. So you guys do 3 on the right, 3 on the left, and I'm gonna talk everybody else through it. Sound good?
Yep.
Okay, so let's start with forward for 3. So go ahead down and push off the ground and then hold. Get that knee up. Good, push. And good, hold. So as you push from the ground, there you go. You want to be able to hold that position. Okay, so it's really important to push off the ground. Good. Okay, now we're going to go lateral, guys. So step out to the side. So lateral and drive off. There you go, and hold.
Oh.
So right now we're kind of waking up our senses. You can see we got focus on our coordination. So Earhart, when you go out to the side, make sure you guys have the opposite arm and leg at the top. So you want to have that left. There you go, good. And focus on that coordination and control, and then that depth. So right now we're waking up that central nervous system. Good. And push off the ground. You want to feel power from the ground. So then let's go backwards now. So into the reverse and push. So drive off that front leg now. Good. And up. Good. Really focus on that control. Very nice. And perfect, and hold. So again, don't forget about that bucket on your head too, to make sure your core is perfectly straight. So let's get the other side now. Do we do both legs? Let's Get the other side, good. So focus on that bucket of water on your head to keep your core under control. Bucket of water on your knee. There you go. Just really focusing on that control. We have 3 forward, 3 backwards, and 3 laterally. Are we good, guys? Both legs.
Good.
Perfect. Okay, the next thing you want to do is focus on our hamstrings. So get those nice and loose. So we're going to focus on some single leg RDLs. So first, let's go into our sprinter position. So up, guys, knee up. So we want to focus on those 3 buckets again during this exercise. And you're going to go down and reach back with that leg. And at the bottom, at the end of this, you should look like a T. So your body should be just like that. Tuck your chin in for me, Earhart. Look at the floor. There you good. And you're going to pull up and end in that sprinter position. Perfect. And again, go on down. So let's go about 3 each leg here, guys, and I'm going to give them some cues. So as you're going, you want to look like a T with your back leg fully extended. You should be looking at the floor so your neck is in line with your spine and keeping those arms moving. Another thing with your hips. This is really important with the ACL because a lot of you don't want to have that hip shift. So as you're going, you want to have a flat back. So if we want to add to that water bucket, so Earhart's doing a pretty good job of this. So as she goes down, extends her leg back, I should be able to rest a bucket of water on her back like that. Her hips aren't dropping in, okay? So really focus on that, making sure your hips are parallel to the floor as you go down. That looks good, guys. Okay, the next thing we're gonna work on is our single leg RDL, but now we're gonna reach across the body. So it's gonna throw us a little bit off balance, but you have to use your neuromuscular control now to control that off balance movement. So they're gonna go through that. So they're gonna reach across, reach. You can see it's a little more difficult. You even can put something there to try to touch as you do this. Yeah, so Earhart's going to use her foam roller. But this is really, really important because neuromuscular patterning is really important for ACL injury prevention. You want to make sure you have good control of all your movement patterns and good balance. So really focus on that. And again, you can see Taylor is not wearing shoes. Earhart is. You can do either. Sometimes I like to do it without shoes because you can really focus on your feet and how you have to use them to grip the floor as you do these movements. So you can go shoes, no shoes, either way. But obviously if you're at the gym or on the field, you probably wear your shoes. Okay, so that would be for our warm-up. Everybody feel good with that? So you got your mobility working. You got a little bit of dynamic stuff to get your central nervous system going. And then you have a little bit of balance work. So now we're heading off to our landing mechanics. So this is huge for ACLs. A lot of times you'll see people do these really elaborate plyometric routines, but what you really need to focus on before you even do those is just good landing. That's what happens a lot of times with non-contact ACLs are that people, when they land, their knees cave in, and because they don't have the strength to stabilize them or the neuromuscular control or a whole bunch of different things. So if we can program this in, practice it as much as possible, it takes 1,000 reps or something to become a habit. And once it's a habit, you don't even think about it. So that's the thing. When you're on the field, it's the last thing you want to think about. So we're going to start with the basics right now. And we're going to start with the athletic position. So the girls are going to get into athletic position for me. A good cue for this is especially for lacrosse players, is get into a defensive stance. So you guys look good in your defensive stances. Things that I'm looking for as a strength coach. Are their ankles collapsing in? Are their knees collapsing in? Are their hips straight? So both of the girls look good. You guys are holding it, I know. What do you guys feel right now when you're holding it?
I'm balanced on my feet.
What?
I'm like balanced on my feet. I'm kind of putting a little bit more pressure on my heels, but I'm pretty balanced.
Perfect. Earhart?
I feel like when I push out, I feel tension a little bit here. Good tension though.
Perfect. Good. So you should feel those muscles working and then stand up. So what I would suggest to do for this, for your workout, just getting into it as 2 sets of 30-second holds for those. So again, what you really should be doing is focusing on how it feels to be in a good athletic position with your knees safe and secure. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is single leg now. So let's go with right leg first. So again, what I'm looking for, it's a little bit more balanced now, is how are their knees looking? Are their hips straight? So their hips should be like this, or are they dipping down? So they both look good. The knee should be out, foot firmly on the ground. Again, hold that for 30 seconds. And you want to ask yourself what it feels like to be in good positioning. Okay, so they both look good. And let's switch to the other side.
I think a trick when we're doing this too is finding something, an object to look at that's not moving. I think that helps with your stability.
That's perfect. That's good. Yeah. You really want to focus on that knee and being stable as possible. It's not as easy as they're making it look right now. So good job, girls. So really focus on that. Good. And you'll see that is one side easier than the other?
Yeah.
That's perfect. So up on up. So once you guys can get those in again, that should be 30 seconds per leg. I would probably do about 2 sets of those, just to make sure that you have it down. Then we're going to go to our drop squats. So what we're going to do here, now we're going to add a little bit more of the landing force. So things can change when you do these with force. So we're going to start simple with just the drop squats. So what you're going to do is stand there, hands by your side, and you're just going to drop down fast into that athletic position. Ready, and go. Good, perfect. They look good on that landing form. Another thing you don't want to see too is that more of the from the side. Actually, Taylor, can you go from the side for me?
Mm-hmm.
So as she goes into her drop squat, you don't want to see her knees shift forward too much. Everything should be completely centered underneath her hips. Okay. So ready, guys? Let's do it again. And go. Perfect. Good. And we'll get one more. And go. Good. Perfect. Okay, so now we're learning how to absorb our force. Okay, now we're going to do a single leg. We'll do right leg first. We'll do 3 on the right side and 3 on the left. And go. Yeah, so you can see it's a little tricky. So really focus. So when Earhart did, you can see her knee was a little bit shifty on that. So you can see that we definitely need practice on these. Ready? And go. Good, that looked a lot better.
Thanks.
And go. Perfect. So you guys can see even these guys need practice on these. So it's something you can do easy every day to help with that. Ready? Other side now. And go. Good. Again, don't forget to look at their hips to make sure they're not dropping or anything. Ready? And go. Good. Perfect. And let's go one more. Ready? And go. Perfect. So really focusing on that knee, making sure it's not caving in. So I guess, Taylor, can I have you do this real quickly? So when I keep saying caving in, I don't think actually you guys are doing so well that none of yours are. So that's what it's going to look like. So Taylor's just going to turn her knee in like that. So if your kneecap is heading in over your big toe, that's what we want to avoid. Everybody got that? I should have said that earlier. So see how her knee's out over her, I guess, yeah, those are our toes. Perfect. I love that. Okay, so let's go ahead now to the snap down. So the snap down is the last phase of landing mechanics. So you're going to go up on your toes, arms above your head, and we're going to go snap down, go. And snap down. Perfect. And then again, arms up and snap. Good. So you should feel power in those. Good. One more. And down. Perfect. Okay. Let's just do 2 per leg. 2 on the right and 2 on the left. Ready? And up and down. Good. Perfect. And up and down. Good job, guys. And let's go to the other side. Up and then down. Good. One more. And up and down. Perfect. Okay. So that looks good. So from there, what you guys can do. So this is just the basics, and these need to be mastered before you move on. A lot of times people move too fast with their plyos because they want to do the coolest and most extravagant plyometrics ever. That's not going to be helpful for you guys. You need to do the basics, master the basics before you move on to anything more. So what you can move on from there are like single leg hurdle jumps where you go forwards, laterally, medially. You can do drop squats and then jump onto a box, but you need to have these things down before you move on to the more advanced stuff. You good? Okay. So next we're going to do just a few strengthening stuff. So now we have landing mechanics down to help protect our ACLs and have good knee position. Now we're going to do some stuff that you need to do to strengthen all the muscles surrounding your knee. The stronger you are, the more protection your knee will have. So these are some things you can do at home. We're going to start with the side plank clamshells. So you guys are going to hop into that position for me. Okay, perfect. So what you guys want to do on these is you want to make sure your shoulders, hips, and knees are in a straight line. So you don't want to be in a V position. You want everything to be straight. And you're going to lift up. So again, your elbow should be directly underneath your shoulder. And you're going to lift that top leg up and down 15 times. for you guys. Keep your feet together. Perfect. Now what you can do for this is if you want to make it harder, take one of those mini bands and put it around your knees, just slightly above your kneecap. So that'd be perfect. And as you're going on these, you want to see Earhart's doing a great job, same with Taylor, keeping your hips facing me. You don't want to have your hips rock back. So Earhart, can you rock your hips back towards that pole behind you? So that's what we don't want to see. See how she's opening up her hips? We don't want that. You want to squeeze your butt, push your hips forward to me as you lift. So perfect. So you're about 15 per side. Now the reason this is so good because it's going to hit that outer glute muscle, and that's going to be huge in stabilizing your knees. So the stronger your glutes are, the more your knees going to be stable in your landing positions. Which again, you can think of any time from landing positions when you're going up for a draw control. That's huge. Anytime when you're sprinting, anytime your foot hits the ground, that's landing positions. So you do that a whole lot in a game. So it's really important to get this stuff down. We good, guys? 15?
Yep.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to hit the glutes again. Lay on your back. And we're going to do some hip bridges. So I'm really particular about these. I like it when girls have their feet together. And I'm going to have them go up on their heels. So just their heels on the ground. And then they're going to push their knees out. Again, you can keep that band right above your knees if you have a mini band. And do this. So as you're going up and down, you want to drive just through your heels, squeezing your butt at the top. So that, by doing that, it just gives a little bit more focus on the glutes and the hamstrings. You guys feel that?
Yep. Yeah.
Good. So again, you don't want to overextend. You want to make sure at the top you have a straight line between your shoulders, hips, and knees. We're going to do about 15 reps of those. Perfect. So a big thing with female athletes is that we are very strong quads naturally, but our glutes and our hamstrings aren't as strong. So it's really important to focus on strengthening your hamstrings and your glutes. Huge. So for every workout that I make for the Loyola team, how I program is that for every one quad exercise, I make sure I have 2 hips for glutes and hamstring exercises. So we really make sure we hit that posterior chain. Good, guys? Okay, next up, we have our Copenhagens. So what this is going to be for our inner thighs. So our adductors, the adductors. So I know that we said that we don't want that knee to cave in. So you would think, why would you want to get those groin muscles stronger? Well, the reason we want to do that too is because you still have to be strong all over in your leg to make sure that your knee's stable. And I know Taylor, like if you ever have patella tracking issues, if you ever hear that from your PT, this is great to help with that. So you're going to put your knee up on that chair. Good. You're going to bring your other leg under just like that. Perfect. And now again, with the side plank, you want your shoulders, hips, and knees in a straight line, elbow underneath your armpit. And you're going to hold there. So you can vary up your holds for 20 seconds, 30 seconds. 30 seconds is obviously very hard. And then another thing you can do is drop your bottom knee to the ground and pick it back up. So we say, yep, just like that. Good. You can do that as another way to make it harder. And another thing you can do too is hip dips. So you're going to dip your hips to the ground and come back up. So you guys should feel that. And then obviously if you make it harder, the longer your lever is. So if you put the chair farther away, closer to your knee or even on your shin, it's going to make it a lot harder. So go to what you can do. Don't you want to feel a stretch or a pull in your groin. So make sure you have the resistance appropriate for what you need. Good, guys?
Good.
Okay, so now we've hit our glutes, our hamstrings, our groin, and then the last thing will be our quads, because we do still need to have strong quads. So this is one of my favorites that the girls probably absolutely hate, but it's very good to do to get your quads burning if you do not have any equipment or things like that. So we're going to do what we call the death hold Bulgarian split squats. So poor girls, I'll only make you do one leg. So what we're going to do is we're going to use your rear foot is going to be elevated. So you might see this as rear foot elevated split squats or death hold Bulgarian split squats. So Taylor's going to want to bring her front foot forward a little bit more for me. There you go, a little bit more. Good. And you can vary the height. If you have a lower back issue, you can make sure your the height of the chair is lower. It will put less pressure on your lower back. So you're going to go down to try to drop that back knee to the ground and come back up. And then go back down and up. So that's rep number 2. Down, so rep number 3, and up, down for rep number 4, and up, and now we go rep for number 5, go down, and you're going to hold for 5 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up, and then we're going to go down for number 6, down and up, 7, Going down and up. 8, down, good. Make sure your weight shifting back to your heel. Perfect. 9, and up. And the last one for 10. Now we're gonna hold for 10 seconds here. Going down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. And then the last ones we go. 11. Go down for 11 and up. This is where the burn's really feeling, right, guys?
Yeah.
Go down for 12 and up. Go down for 13 and up. And you can see Earhart's knee is going out the whole time, which looks fantastic. Go down for 14. You don't want that knee caving in and up. And then here's the last one. Go down and hold. You're going to hold for 15 seconds. Keep holding, guys. And I'll give you 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
So those, what you do is, I'm not going to make you do the other leg. You're fine.
Thank
You're going to do 5 reps. You do 15 reps total. On the 5th rep, you hold for 5 seconds. The 10th rep, you hold for 10 seconds. And then the 15th rep, you hold for 15 seconds. And that isometric part will help with strengthening if you don't have any equipment or anything like that. And then lastly, the best hamstring exercise you guys can do, which I'm not going to make you do right now, is sprinting. So I know with us being out of gyms and everything, a lot of people are going out for these long runs. It's good. You need to get those in, but you also need to get your sprint workouts in. So one thing I would say is just do some 10-yard sprints, find a field, build up. Don't just go out right away and go your max speed, but build up. Give yourself about a 20-second recovery. Do about 10 rounds of those. Rest for I'd say 2 to 3 minutes, full recovery. And then do another round with those short 10-yard sprints. But for sprinting, it's the best thing you can do to build up your hamstring strength, especially when you have no equipment. So any questions for you guys?
Oh, that was great. Thanks, Maura.
Yes, thank you, Maura.
Again, this is stuff you can do just to really help with strengthening all those muscles around your ACL. And mobility is huge too. So just really make sure you take care of that body.
Sounds good. Thanks, Maura.
No problem.
Thanks, Maura.